Hello everybody and welcome to another K-Tapes. This week we have 7. We have 7 new tapes that I would love to show you. Some amazing, and when I say amazing, I really mean it. By that I mean like stuff I've seen. I think the last time I've seen one of those tapes was like 6 or 7 years ago, and another one just I've seen one copy ever. So 2 great tapes among those, even though there's only 7 of them. So anyway, let's start. What do I have for the first tape? Oh, let's start with the least interesting one, because I always keep the best for last, right? But in this case, it's gonna be good all the way. So the first one is Red Scorpion, and this was a movie with Dolph Lundgren. I'm not sure of the pronunciation with this guy. I've never knew how to pronounce his name. But anyway, this came actually, everything I'm going to show you today, by the way, I bought it online because, like I said, I didn't go back to Seoul simply because there's some more restrictions with the coronavirus these days. So it's a little bit, not more complicated, but it's just annoying. You know, you cannot just go sit at a coffee shop and things like that because it's only takeout and it's a bit cold outside. So anyway, it's just a bit more annoying to go to Seoul these days. So yeah, that said, Red Scorpion, nothing special about this movie really. I mean, I've never seen it. I don't think it's that terrible, but it's not that great. The only good reason I kept it, because usually I would just throw that kind of stuff away. I would not go and buy this on my own, simply because it came with another tape. And the reason I kept this one is because it's near mint. I mean, there's no sun fade. Sorry, I need to adjust my focus here. There's no sun fade on the spine. It's a beautiful copy, so that's the only reason I kept it. So yeah, anyway, if it interests someone, I will gladly sell it, and not for much, by the way. So that was my first movie. What do we have next? Here is Alien from the Deep, Italian movie, 1989, if I'm correct. I think this was, I could be wrong on this one, but I think it was Bruno Mattei. Not 100% sure, but I do remember the cover art for the videotape and everything. But anyway, this tape I found only one more copy, which I sold, I would say like 3 months ago. This one is in slightly better shape. You know, it would be a bit confusing, because if you look on the spine, like right here, it looks like this part is all sun faded. But actually the tapes by SKC, which have like that little square at the top, they all have like that very pale pink. Because if you look down below right here, you see the red, and the coloring on the cover, you see there's barely any. I mean, it's a bit pinkish right here compared to the front, but otherwise it's I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. So what I'm trying to say here is this copy is really nice. And of course, as usual, as you know, I stopped doing this because, you know, it's a bit redundant, but all my tapes are always clean. I always clean them. And even these days, that's something I didn't do before, but I really kind of play them like a little bit, like not just 2 minutes in, but I try to just play them a bit more, see if there's any defect. And I spotted a couple of tapes in my collection that do have some defects, so I just threw them away. Sadly, I kept the sleeves just in case I need to change them and if I find another copy of a certain film. But yeah, anyway, so this is Alien from the Deep. Very rare tapes, second time I find it, and this happens to be the best of the 2 copies. Although maybe here, if you can see on the corner, it has like a little bit of a crease, because the previous box was kind of broken here, so it kind of ripped the cover. But other than that, overall aspect is beautiful copy. Okay, next what we have here is Ninja Strike. Ninja Strike, sorry, there's a bit of reflection here. Okay, Ninja Strike is the movie with Casanova Wong and sorry, I forgot his name. Like I said, I'm terrible with Kung Fu films, but Chung Wei-man, something like that. Anyway, it has man and it has, I think, Wei in the name. So this guy here, and this movie came out under like so many different titles. I think one of those was Ninja Holocaust. Another one was 108 Killers, I believe. There was Ninja Strike. There was Fire Lord, and I believe Fire Lord was the Korean version of the film. This movie, by the way, this tape released by Ajin is a different one than the other one I had before, with the yellow cover with Casanova Wong on the cover. This one is a different cut, and actually this one is even more rare than the other one. The other one's already pretty rare by now, quite hard to find, but this one here is even more difficult to find. To be honest with you, I think this is the only copy I've ever seen of this tape. Actually, it's the only one I've ever bought, so it's that rare. I checked it yesterday. The tape plays really well, plays fine. The film is in Mandarin and it has Korean subtitles. So this is a big thing about this film, because usually it's dubbed in English. So here is the original Mandarin track, Mandarin audio, and it is not the Fire Lord cut of the film. Okay. The next one, my beloved DNS logo, right? Like I said all the time, DNS is great because, well, first of all, they released a ton of films, okay? It's not just horror movies. It's just that it happens that all their, like a big part of their catalog is horror films. And they do have like many of like the Italian horror films. Like in this one, it's a Lamberto Bava film. So like Italian horror films, they also have like other like more obscure films. They even have like SOV films in some cases. So they have like a very wide variety of really cool B-type and horror films and cult movies. So DNS is a label to look for. I mean, if you start collecting Korean tapes, and if you're deep into Korean tapes enough and you're looking into logos, into labels, sorry, then you have to check DNS. It's mandatory. So here we have Macabre by Lamberto Bava. What's quite fun about this cover is, you know, it almost looks like a drama. I mean, you have those two people like talking. Maybe there's a bit of action going on here in the three little pictures. But other than that, it's really hard. I mean, if they didn't write Macabre at the bottom and you don't know how to read Hangul, to read Korean, I guess most people wouldn't know this is Macabre, unless you remember the actors, of course. If you look on the back, of course, this is the classic photo right here. Yeah, everyone remembers that from Macabre. Different choice of images right here. So yeah, the only thing though with this copy is, of course, the spine is sun-faded, like you can tell. There was a sticker here I removed. I peeled a bit of the cover, but there was like just an ugly sticker, so kind of happy I kind of removed it pretty well without damaging too much the cover. By the way, the white was mainly there before I removed the sticker, so you can see the real color of this, the spine in here, the decoloration. See. But anyway, this is quite rare, and I was very happy to pick it up. Okay, now let's move on to next tape. I'm just wondering which one should I show you next. Okay, now for the next one, this is something I've showed you before. So this is not Cannibal Holocaust, Zombie Holocaust, or the other title, of course, is Dr. Butcher MD. So I do not think I really need to explain it to you once again. This tape, I showed it to you in a couple videos back. The other copy I had before, again, if the person who bought it is watching, don't worry, because this copy is slightly faded. As you can see, it's a bit like pinkish, and here too, if you look at the little frame, it's more like pink. Yours is nice and bright red. So actually, because the person who bought my other copy paid quite good amount of money, and his copy is not near mint. His copy is mint. This one is in very good shape, but it's not near mint, and it has a bit of sun fade. Otherwise, the overall aesthetic, I mean cosmetic of this tape is very, very nice. So I would say this is probably my second best copy I've ever found. I think overall I found maybe 3 or 4 copies of this film ever since I started, collecting tapes. Maybe I would say 4, and this could very be my second best. Okay, now let's go down to the cream of the crop. Okay, by that I mean this is some serious stuff. Okay, all right, which one should I put first? Let's go with some Nazi exploiter. So here we have Elsa. This one is called what's the original title again? Elsa Fräulein SS, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I'm gonna write the title right here. So Elsa Fräulein SS. Actually, you know what? I found this last year in a video store in the countryside, like quite far. I had to take the train, the bus. It was a pain to go there, but this, I mean, if you look at one of my videos, you'll see what I mean. I'll put the link, up there so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyway, the video store was amazing. They had a copy of this. I remember I picked it up. I was like, oh my God, this is so rare. But the sleeve was totally falling apart, like it was decomposing, because it had like so much mold, and it was dried because it had like water damage, so it was all falling apart. So yeah, it's totally uncollectible, and the tape inside was all moldy, so it was just good for trash. But this one is in very good shape. The only thing though, okay, so it's barely unfaded, it's in excellent shape. The only thing though, let me just show you. There's some kind of idiot who, I wouldn't say idiot, but the person who opened up the tape at the time, or from maybe they received a bunch of tapes for the video stores at the time, used like a cutter, and if you see it here, you see there's like a crease that was made from a cutter, and the crease is over. It's hard to show with the reflection, I'm sorry, but it's over there as well. It's very thin, and like you see right here, I need to show it to you, otherwise it's like, oh wow, it's mint, but it's not. So that's the only thing. And let me show you the box it came in, because you see it's very clean right here, right? But when I received this tape, this is the box I received it in. Okay, so this was the back. Someone put some tape, some rental sticker. It's really dirty. So that's what happened when you buy stuff online. People, could be just me, or just, I don't know, in Korea in general, I don't know. In the States could be the same, in other countries as well, but people actually don't care. They just find stuff, they put it there online, they put a price, people bid, that's it, that's all. They couldn't care less. I'm a collector, you guys are collectors. Well, definitely you're watching my videos, so you must be. But yeah, it's what I'm trying to say here is it's a wild guess when you buy stuff online. I cannot stress that enough. So whenever I see stuff and I'm like, oh my God, this is so rare, you know what? In 2020, stuff can turn up totally moldy or like this, you know, someone used a box cutter to cut some parts. It is what it is. But anyway, this tape was saved. As you can see, it's totally clean. Oh, and that's one thing. This tape and the next one I'm going to show you, they were from the same seller, by the way. And they were, like I showed you, all, you know, dirty, moldy and everything. But they were like bundles. They came with like, I think 5 tapes per bundle. And I was only looking at this tape and the next one I'm going to show you. So I couldn't care less about the other tapes. But turns out that the other tapes are moldy. And the ones that I really wanted, this one and the other one, are perfectly nice. I mean, there was like minimum amount of mold in each tape. Like, it was super easily cleanable. It's just the sleeves were slightly damaged, like I showed you. The other tapes, it's the opposite. The sleeves were fine, the tapes were like just trash. Okay, so speaking of the other tape, Mankillers. This is from the director of Deadly Prey. Yeah, that's it. Deadly Prey. Again, this is a tape I'm gonna say we've only found once. I say we because my friend who used to live in South Korea happened to find one tape, and he told me, like, I mean, that guy has 16,000 tapes at home, and I'm not kidding, by the way. He had this tape. He sold it to someone in Europe for a fair amount of money. His tape was near mint. This one, although it looks almost near mint, well, it's obviously a bit sun faded on the spine, although in general good shape, as you can see. But if you look closely, again, I'm gonna try this. Do you see there's like a big rip here that goes all the way down to this part? I would say is like 2 inches long, 2 inches and a third, I don't know. In centimeters, that would be like 6 centimeters, more or less. So it's kind of a big rip, but you cannot really see it unless, you know, you're in a certain angle, like this. I think you can see it. All right. So again, let me show you the box. This is the box it came in. Again, you see what I mean? So this is what happened. And again, it's the same thing I'm telling you. People sell stuff online. I mean, you can be lucky, or you can buy stuff and it's just good for trash. In this case, yeah, the sleeve is damaged. I changed the box. I picked up like a very nice box. Yes, it is damaged here, but the tape itself, see, gorgeous, beautiful. All right. So yeah, I was lucky with the tape. Tape plays fine. It's clean. The only problem, of course, is that crease here, and yeah, the box was just total trash. I had to change it. Oh yeah, just to finish with this thing, if you want to see the rest of the, you know, because I said I bought these 2 tapes and they came in a bundle, right? So they came with like 4 tapes each, so like a total of 10 tapes. So these 2 tapes, and then I get all this garbage right here. So those were the other tapes, in case you're wondering, like, oh, what does he have more, you know? So these were the other tapes. Actually, you know what? This tape is quite cool, but look at the water damage. It's horrible. And there's a video shop in Seoul that has tapes like these. I mean, like this one, terrible shape. And I'm like, no. You want to see the tape condition, people selling tapes in Korea. That's what you get, all right? And this is very common. Oh, and I don't know if you remember, but these little cards here, those are the rentals, by the way. You see the name of the person, the date, when it was rented. So yeah, that's cool. It's from SKC. So yeah, that's the video company. But yeah, the amount of mold in this tape is not too bad, to be honest. This can be clean. It's just the sleeve is really garbage. First of all, it's really, well, it's quite sun faded. The water damage is just trash. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to put it aside because it's maybe something to do with the tape at least. The other stuff, this is like, you know, it's so random. By the way, this is like a Chinese TV series. See, number 10, number 11. So someone just put two random, I mean, this is useless because it's a TV series. It has probably has like 15 tapes or 12 tapes. It's 2 out of 12. What am I going to do with this? Nothing. I may be able to, you know, salvage the boxes, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, anyway, that's going to be trash. What else do I have? I have this Hong Kong film here, which is called Devil Hunters. Had it before. Yeah, sun fade is horrible. And if you look at the tape, I mean, this is what you get in South Korea. I mean, people who complain about mold online, like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this tiny mold in my tape? Look what I have to deal with, all right? So it's terrible. But yeah, like a tape like this, it's no good. Actually, the problem is, this is the reading surface. If your tape's reading surface is like this, throw it in the trash, all right? If it only has mold on the surface of the reel, that's no big deal. Again, I'm not going to do a video about like how to clean tapes because I already did one which was like 45 minutes long. But yeah, it's just to let you know. Okay, what else do I have here? Asterix. I could salvage the box. That's quite good. Great film, this is a great film, but no, nothing to do with this. Comedy, nothing to do with this. Trash. This is interesting. I think from the picture, I think this is Duel to the Death. I think that was like 1983, 1982 Hong Kong film. This is not Duel to the Death though, but the picture on the front is, I mean, this picture. I'm gonna check what this is, but again, same story. I think the tape is no good. Could be. Anyway, I'll have to check. But this is definitely one that I do want to check. It could be something good. So you see, anyway, that's what you get. Sometimes people just put bundles together and they sell that stuff. You have to buy the whole thing and you end up with two amazing rarities. Okay, and now it's time for the last tape because I don't want to make this video too long. It's Deadly Prey, and to my knowledge, I think it's perhaps the most gorgeous release of Deadly Prey. I mean, you have that Rambo right up there. It's so kitsch. It's so beautiful. I have no words for it. What about the sleeve? It's in decent shape. It's pretty good shape. I mean, there's a bit of, you know, it's been a bit used here, but overall it's pretty neat. The last time I found a copy of this, I think it was in 2013, 2014 max. So that would be like 6-7 years. Well, 2021 could be almost 8 years. I would say 7 years. And I sold it like for really cheap. I think I sold it for 50 bucks. Not knowing what it was. I just picked it up. Actually, it was cheap. I picked it up and I didn't thought, oh, can I sell this? Oh, maybe no one wants this. One person was interested. I said, 50 bucks. Of course, he jumped on it. And right after that, I was flooded with messages of people offering me like over 100 bucks. Oh, I want to buy your Deadly Prey. And I regretted it. But I made a deal with the person. I said 50. I stick to my gun and I sold it for 50 bucks. I'm not going to sell this one for 50 bucks though, because yeah, it's extremely rare. It's only the second time I find a copy, and that is in several years. So this is quite rare. I wouldn't say it's the rarest tape of the ones I showed you. Perhaps Mankiller is more rare. And the Elsa is also extremely rare. Again, I've seen it only twice, and the other copy was totally trash. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so guys, that's pretty much it for today. I mean, not pretty much it, that's it for today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tapes. This one was just like a little bonus. So those are the tapes I found recently. Some of them I bought around like Christmas. So yeah, more or less like 2 weeks and a half about. I'm still waiting for some tapes right now that should come in soon. I bought some really cool stuff. I hope it's in good shape. Again, it's like blind buys. I don't know. I'm just hoping it's going to be in good shape. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope to see you soon. Please subscribe if you haven't. And by the way, speaking of subscription, cool thing is we hit 500 subscribers. I'm so happy about that. It's a cool milestone. We've made it. Now I think we're at 515-ish. I always check that. It's fun to check. It's fun to look and see that your channel is growing. So I hope this channel will continue to grow. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And see you again soon on K-Tapes.